Good morning, Northridge Kindergarten. Miss Scudiero here with another math lesson. And this week's math lesson is called Big Umbrella 2. In this lesson, boys and girls, we will focus on addition and subtraction within 10. Let's get started. Today's learning target, boys and girls, is I can solve addition and subtraction stories with partners up to the number 10. For today's lesson, friends, you will need 10 counters. It can be anything you have around your house. It can be pennies, pieces of dry cereal, jelly beans, maybe some buttons, anything you would like to use. Just make sure you have 10. Now, before we get started, friends, what I would like you to do is please press pause right here so you have a chance to gather your materials. And then when you're ready, please unpause and let's begin. Today, I'm going to continue to model how to solve addition and subtraction number stories on a number path for you, friends. Even though I'm going to be showing you the number path, I want you to work at home with your counters like you have been doing all along and the other day. For our first problem today, friends, there were 7 kids under the umbrella. 1 left to jump in the puddle. How many kids are under the umbrella now? Well, friends, the first thing we have to do is think, how many counters should we start with? The problem says there were 7 kids under the umbrella. So that means we should start with 7 counters. So what I want you to do is lay your 7 counters in front of you. While you are doing that, I'm going to circle numbers 1 through 7 on the number path. I will give you a second to lay those counters down, boys and girls. Now the next step. It says 1 left to jump in the puddle. So let's think. Are we going to add or subtract? If it says the word left, I want you to turn and tell someone you're with. What do you think left means? Are we going to take away or add one to it? Take away. Good job. So we're going to say bye to one friend. So take 1 counter, pull to the right, and I'm going to cross out the number 7. Nice work, friends. Now, our next step. The question says, how many kids are under the umbrella now? Well, friends, what you do is you need to count up those counters. See how many you have left. You should have said the number 6. If you said 6 counters, give yourself a pat on the back. And friends, if we look at my number path, you will notice I have 6 numbers left too. So there were 6 kids left under the umbrella. Now let's try another problem together, friends. In this problem, there were 5 kids under the umbrella. 3 more joined. How many kids are under the umbrella now? So, boys and girls, remember the first thing we need to do is figure out how many counters we should start with. So, it says there are 5 kids under the umbrella in the first sentence of the problem. That means we should start with how many counters? 5. Nice work, friends. So what I want you to do is lay down those 5 counters. While you are laying them down, I'm going to circle numbers 1 through 5 on the number path. Good job. Now, let's go to the next step. It says 3 more joined. So let's think about that. Are we going to add or subtract? It says 3 more joined. Now think about this. The word more, when you have more of something, does that mean you are taking it away or are you getting something? Turn and tell someone you're with. Nice work. It means you're getting something, which means we are going to add. So let's add 3 more together. Ready? 1. Now add a second counter. and add your third counter. Good job. Now I'm going to circle the next 3 numbers on my number path. I'm going to circle 6, 7, 8. I'm going to circle those together to show that they are a group of 3. Now our last step. How many kids are under the umbrella now? So what I want you to do is I'm going to give you a second. I want you to count up all those counters and tell someone you're with how many counters you have. Go ahead. You should have told them 8. And if we look at my number path, you notice the last number I circled is 8. So we are both correct, friends. There are 8 kids under the umbrella now. For our third problem together today, friends, there were 6 kids under the umbrella, 2 left to jump in the puddle. How many kids are under the umbrella now? Well, friends, the first thing we need to do is think, how many kids to start off with? How many counters? So in our problem, let's go back and look. It says there were 6 kids. That means there's how many counters do you start off with? 6. Awesome work. Now give yourself a nice pat on that back and lay those 6 counters down while I circled numbers 1 through 6 on my number path. Nice work, friends. Now we need to think, what are we going to do? Are we adding or subtracting? Well, let's go back and look. It says 2 left to jump in the puddle. So think about it. When somebody leaves you, what do you say to them, boys and girls? You say, bye. So we know that when we say bye to something, it means we are doing what? Tell someone you're with. We are subtracting. Nice work. So what I want you to do is, it says 2 left, which means 2 we need to take away. So let's do it together. Ready? Slide 1 counter to the right, and I'm going to cross out the number 6. Slide 1 counter to the right again, and I'm going to cross out the number 5. Nice teamwork, friends. We did it. So now our last and final step is to figure out how many kids are under the umbrella now. So we need to think, how many are left, friends? So I want you to count up those counters. Tell me, how many do you have left? I'll give you a second. You should have counted 4. Good job. There are 4 kids left under the umbrella. And also, boys and girls, if you look at our number path, you will notice that I, myself, also have 4 numbers left. Great job. Now it is your turn. Let's see what you can do. There are 4 kids under the umbrella. 3 more joined. How many kids are under the umbrella now? Well, friends, it is now your time to shine. So let's go back in our problem. And the first thing we have to do is what? Nice work. We need to figure out how many counters we should start off with. So the problem says there's 4 kids under the umbrella. Turn and tell someone you're with how many counters that is. You should have told them 4. If you did, nice work. Now, I want you to lay those 4 counters down in front of you, and I'm going to circle numbers 1 through 4 on my number path. Great job. Now, let's go back to our problem. It says 3 more joined. We're going to think, is that adding or subtracting today? Remember, I told you the key word in this sentence is more. You're getting more of something. More kids. I want you to tell someone you're with, do you think you're going to add or subtract? I'll give you a second. You should have told them add. So now that we know we are going to add, let's think. We need to add 3 more, so let's do it together. Ready? Slide a count over, and that's your first counter added to the pile. Now let's slide a second counter over, add it to the pile. Slide a third counter over, boys and girls. Add that to your pile. You're doing great. Now, I'm going to circle 3 numbers on my number path. I'm going to circle the next 3, 5, 6, and 7, and I will circle them together. Who remembers why we circle them together? That's right, to show they are a group of 3, and they belong together, boys and girls. So now we are almost all done. It's your last chance to shine. Here you go. Can you tell me how many kids are under the umbrella now? How many counters do you have left? Why don't you take a moment and you count up those counters and you let me know. Shout it out when you're done. Seven! You should have shouted out the number 7 at me. I'm so proud of you. You did awesome work today. There were 7 kids under the umbrella now. For today's independent work, friends, what you'll be doing is you'll be going on Seesaw and completing the math worksheet titled Big Umbrella 2. When you do this worksheet, you will do it all on your own, which means you'll be doing it independently. For each problem, you will draw a picture to show and represent the numbers, and then when you are done, you will prove your answer on the number path below. Good luck, and we all can't wait to see your great work, friends.